So this is the personal statement I used for my GKS application, but I'm going to read my personal statement. And also, before I read my personal statement, I am going to put to you, or I am going to explain a guide on how to write a personal statement in case you do not know how to write your personal statement, because what I have written in my personal statement is about me, is about my experience, is about my extracurricular activities, my educational background, and everything. So you cannot do copy and paste. So I'm only going to guide on how to write a personal statement in this video, whereas in another video I'm going to read my personal statement just for guidance, so that you know how to structure your personal statement when you are writing yours. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you have not seen my previous video on legalization and authentication, then please watch that video, because you cannot skip the video to get here. You need that information as much as you need this information. However, please ensure to watch that video first so that you get all the knowledge you need to know. I have put out these videos in a very chronological order. I have put out the video on documents you require, and then I have gone on to put out a video on legalization and authentication. So when you get your document, you need to legalize and authenticate them. So in that order, before coming to watch the video on how to write your personal statement. If you're planning to apply for GKS, then you should understand that it is required of you to write a personal statement and also to write a study plan. They are two different things. So it's not just one essay that talks about everything, but there are two different essays that will be expected of you. You have to write a personal statement, you have to write a study plan for your application. So in this video, this particular video is going to be about personal statements, how to write your personal statement for GKS. I have printed out my personal statement so that I have like a proper reference for this video, because if you do not know, GKS usually asks certain things in your personal statement. They usually expect you to talk about certain things like your motivation, your educational background, significant experiences, persons or events that have influenced you, and then awards and certificates which you've received, others which include your extracurricular activities, and then yes, you go on to talk about your study plan. So the first thing on the GKS format for personal statement is, what is the motivation with which you apply for this program? So if you want to write your personal statement for GKS, I'd recommend you download the application form so that you can extract this and prepare and practice towards your own personal statement. So the first thing is, what is the motivation with which you apply for this program? You need to know, you need to have a motivation at the back of your mind, and it's not just motivation to apply to a particular course or to a particular university, but to the program. That's what is inspiring you to apply for global career scholarship. Like, what is it you see about this scholarship that motivates you to want to apply to it? So you need to think about that. You need to have a big picture at the back of your mind. So when you hear global career scholarship, the objective of global career scholarship is to be able to build mutual relationship between South Korea and the invited countries that are participating in global career scholarship. So you need to have at the back of your mind, oh, what is my motivation for applying for this scholarship? Am I motivated because of BTS? Am I motivated because of Korean fashion? Am I motivated because of Korean cuisine? Am I motivated because of Korean economy? Am I motivated because of Korean culture? Am I motivated because of Korean history? Am I motivated because of Korean tourist attraction centers? Am I motivated? You just need to find a motivation. That is my point. Like, you need to have a motivation, because the first question is, what is the motivation with which you apply for this program? So you need to tell them your motivation, why you want to apply for this program. That is the first part of the personal statement. Motivation for applying for GKS, not your course, not your university, but GKS as a whole. The second point asks educational background. So in educational background, you are expected to talk about like your educational background in general, like how you've been performing in school, what kind of student were you in school? Were you an active student? Were you a proactive student? Were you always engaging in activities? How were your academic performance? Did you graduate amongst the top 10? Did you graduate amongst the top 5? Was it a struggle for you to gain education? Was it easy for you to gain education? Did you attend the best schools in your environment or in your community? What exactly is your educational background? So you need to talk about your educational background. Oh, I graduated this. Okay, for example, let's say my educational background, I started off maybe I started off in academics at a late age. However, I was able to catch up and I was able to do excellent in my studies. I graduated amongst the top 10 in my class, and because of that I was able to gain instant admission or immediate admission into a university, one of the most prestigious universities. Or you could say, oh, the university was not a prominent university, however it was what you could afford and you attended and you did exceedingly well in your studies. Just talk about your educational background, and during the course of your studies you also participated in other activities. You were the vice president, you were the this, you were the class prefect, you were the assistant class prefect. Even though you do not have any major roles, you could still talk about those things. Maybe, for example, I was a member of press club, and during my stay in press club I was very active. I always contributed to the club's development. I always participated actively. Just talk about your educational background, things you did in school that were outstanding and that you think the person reading your application will find interesting and inspiring and encouraging as well. I don't know, but talk about your educational background. The next point they ask is, what are some significant experiences you've had? Like, what are some significant experiences you've had? The significant experience is not just about your education or anything, but it's not about a particular thing. However, the significant experience could be about anything. It could be about work related life, it could be about family, it could be about education, it could be about personal growth, it could be about anything. So far as is a significant experience in other words, an important experience you've had. Maybe, for example, there was a contest, a writing contest, and although it was a very tough contest, you still wanted to participate in the contest to prove a point, to prove to yourself and to people around you that you could do well, that you could excel, and through that you were able to build self-discipline, you were able to become more confident. Like, just talk about a significant experience which you've had. And then were there any challenges during the course of this experience and how you were able to overcome them? You can also talk about those things. Then the next point in the personal statement is, what they usually ask is persons or events that have had significant influence on you. Mind you, this and the first thing are not the same. The first one is a significant experience which you've had. That's an important experience you've had. And this one says persons or events that have had significant influence on you. For example, it could be a person, it could be an event. Okay, let's use a person for example. Maybe there are a set of vulnerable children, and then maybe you encountered a vulnerable child on the road and you're able to impact that child's life because you saw the child and you felt like, oh, this child is really helpless, and you decided to impact the child's life, or you decided to do something significant in the child's life. Then that is a significant and that is a significant event that has had an influence on you in a way. Like, how was it able to influence your life as a person? Just try to answer within the context, because it says persons or events that have had significant influence on you? Helping that child, what did it do to you? Did it make you want to help more people? Did it make you want to build your own foster home when you grew up? Did it make you want to build your own or start your own foundation? Like, how did that event influence your life? So you need to talk about persons or events that have influenced your life, probably in a positive or in a negative way. And then the next thing they usually ask is, if applicable, describe awards you have received, publication you have made, or skills you have acquired. If applicable, do not leave it blank. Try to find something applicable and talk about. So if applicable, you should describe awards you have received, publication you have made, or skills. For me, I have not published anything, so I did not even look at publication I have made. But they said or skills. So if you have any skills, you can talk about your skills here, how you've acquired the skills, how has the skill helped you. For example, you acquire sewing skills. How do you talk about this in your personal statement? Okay, when after school, probably I'm giving a scenario. After school, I didn't have so much to do, so I was trying to find a skill, and I decided to start making dresses, and through that I was able to make a lot of dresses for like less privileged children in my community, or I was able to make a lot of dresses and start my own small scale business online. I was able to make a lot of dresses and provide for the needy. I was able to make a lot of dresses. Just like that skill which you've acquired, how has it impacted you, or what difference has it made to you? And remember that it says you should describe awards, publications, or skills. So if you do not have skills to talk about, you can simply talk about awards, or you can talk about publication in situations where applicable. And for the final point, they ask for your extracurricular activities. So this is the part where you begin to pour out all the voluntary activities you've done, the courses you've taken online, things you've engaged in, school, outside school, but productive things. Then you can go ahead to talk about all of those in your extracurricular activities. Well, I hope this guide gives you a strategy on how to develop your personal statement, on how to start or how to structure your personal statement. Know that it is not always perfect at the first time of writing, but it is good to have like background knowledge of how to write a personal statement. Do your research, try to look up other person's personal statements or other resourceful information you might find on how to write a personal statement, because not every information might go for a personal statement. You don't need to put everything that comes into your head. I mostly advise people that try to put down points, right? Try to put down points and then develop on those points. Put down points and highlight the things that are more important, things you feel will give you more points or will make somebody consider your personal statement more when they see it in your application. You might have had tons of experiences, or you might have taken tons of courses online, but pick the ones that are relevant to your application, the ones that are relevant to your experience, the ones that are relevant to your course which you want to study, the ones that are relevant to you, and have more weight. Put them in your personal statements. Don't put anything that comes to your mind. Oh, when I was in school, I went out. No, we don't want to know whether I went out or you did not go out. Try to put value into your personal statement. And that will be all for this video. In my next video, I'm going to be reading my own personal statement. So I hope you watch this video, you like, you share, and you subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that when I post my personal statement, you would find it, and you also get inspiration or find ideas from my personal statement. Thank you for watching, and bye.